Welcome to a special presentation of the NBA on Christmas Day here on 2K Sports. We want to wish each and every one of you a Merry Christmas. Along with Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan. And here we go, the battle between conferences. It's East versus West, where the Miami Heat will be looking to make a statement. And going against New Orleans, their first meeting of the year. They lost both of the matchups in this interconference battle a season ago. They like to change that now.
Yeah, and they put up a goose egg last year when they played this team twice.
And you look back at those games, just a one-sided affair between them.
Now let's take a look at the starters for New Orleans. Gordon. The Heat trail by 8. Last season was possibly the best of Tyreke Evans' career, at least since his unbelievable rookie campaign.
Yeah, and Kev, a lot of that has to do with his injury history. I mean, last year he played in 79 games. That's the most of his career. So you could say it was probably the healthiest season he's had since he was a rookie. You can't afford to give him that kind of a look.
Well, you know, he came off a good screen, but still, as a defender, you've got to do a better job of fighting over and through that.
We're playing too much on the perimeter. Let's look to dump the ball inside.
Chance to look at the stats for free. He showed up every night and some noteworthy performances over the last month. Getting around 12 points a game. Any other player putting up those numbers, we'd say they were great, but for him, they're just simply run-of-the-mill.
Sure, you know, most guys would be satisfied with that stat line, but he's built for more.
And the Heat making a change here. Johnson's checked in, and a change for the Pelicans. Cole's checked in. There's the pick. Passes it to Davis. Here's Cole. He had 15 points last out. Iverson with the block.
And that one gives them a +5 rebound advantage, Kevin.
Pretty clear. They're dominating that area. They've come out with a lot more energy and effort so far.
How about the perseverance there, the extra effort on that offensive glass?
Davis with it. Iverson picks him up. And Cole kicks to Anderson. The kick out to Holiday. The feed to Cole. And stolen by Iverson. And here we go. Fast break. Freak's got it. Lets it fly from 18. And good on the basket. Book it. Now just a 2-point New Orleans lead. New Orleans has gone 2 of 4 from beyond the arc to start the game. Cole the pass to Davis. And it goes as the official calls the foul. Count it. He'll shoot one more at the free throw line.
He's been one of their more reliable options today, guys. I mean, his shooting has led them to this lead.
Richardson, he's checked in for Dwayne Wade. The Pelicans also changing it up. Dante Cunningham's checked in for Evans. And it's Pondexter in for Drew Holiday. Now here's Iverson. An 11-point game for him in the win against Detroit.
And he also chipped in with a couple blocks in that game. Just a hint at the impact he had on the defensive side.
Clock at 4. The three from Bosch. A second chance effort, and it's laid in by Stoudemire. Stoudemire's got his second bucket of the game to go.
You know, they've scored several times already here in the first quarter down low. I like that.
It's like a running game in football. When you can pound the basketball inside, it also allows you to control the team's transition.
No breathing room at all to take that shot.
To the paint, here's Bosch, and Davis sends it back. Here's Cole. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. Anderson dishes to Cunningham. It's stolen by Stoudemire. Here's Richardson. A shot goes down and gets this game back to even.
You know what? He wasn't going to wait around for any help on that break.
Solo soiree performance all the way. How about that for a little bit of a limerick?
I'm going to let it slide.
That's going to be over and back. Not watching for the line that time. And we can look quickly at a group of rookies having a very good run. The top scoring first-year players in the NBA for the past 10 games. Freak is second.
He gave them a luxury in those games that a lot of teams just don't have. I mean, being able to plug a rookie in and know he's going to carry his weight offensively.
Hey, anybody can open a bank account, but few can fill it up with the kinds of numbers he has over the last 10 games.
Now here's Iverson. He gives the team some steady offense, a bit under 10 points a game. No good from Bosch.
They hold the early advantage on the glass.
Yeah, nothing major, not a huge advantage, but certainly a good sign for them going forward.
And with the way the Warriors went on a rampage last year, you knew that Alvin Gentry would be in demand. Was the architect behind the Warriors' offense, is one of the best offensive minds in our league.
Here's Cole after Joe Johnson scored. And Cole kicks to Ajinça. Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt. And so here is Miami. And it's Miami's ball. They're on a 12-4 run. Now with Gentry, his offensive prowess can't be understated, Greg. His peers joke and say he can drop an open look for a corpse. I don't know about that, Clark, but we know he's talented. He's got a great offensive mind.
And you know that's right. And with this Pelicans team, he has plenty of firepower to work with, too.
Oh, he does. You're right.
Miami calls timeout. Give it up for your Heat Dancers.
Kevin, let's check out how Miami stacked up in the league stats over the last month. First in lowest turnovers a game. Second in blocks. And they're number 3 in team assists. A group of unselfish players who don't mind making the extra pass.
And, you know, going back to their turnovers, fewest in our league, that shows you the intelligence they play with. You have to beat them. They are not going to do it for you.
Iverson with the block. 1:14 left to play in the first. Back to Bosch. He's looking for Iverson and finds him.
And really, he epitomizes what a point guard should be. I mean, his skills as a passer might actually be matched by that creativity he shows around the rim.
Well, judging by that jam, Greg, I'd say you're absolutely right.
Boy, that's a nice surge for them just when they needed it in a game that was so tight.
Now here's Johnson. He's making his presence felt offensively with his scoring average up there at almost 13 points a game. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. And, of course, Chris Bosh has been such a prolific scorer and rebounder in his career. He's not quite in the 2010 category for his career. But, boy, Greg, he's close.
Yeah, I mean, good athleticism, that big wingspan, and not an overly physical player, but very instinctive on the backboard. And when it comes to scoring, particularly from that mid-range area, he can do it all.
On the topic of Chris Bosh, I mean, guys, he was a 24-11 player his last season with Toronto. Went on to Miami to win rings where his stats dipped a bit with LeBron there. Then last season, the scoring average right back up to 21 a game.
And he gets it to go.
You know, of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is major smash mouth basketball, guys.
All about imposing your will offensively, getting exactly the kind of looks their coach drew up.
Here's Cole following the basket by Chris Bosh. Ajinça kicks to Anderson. True on the 14-footer. Anderson's got 5 now.
Just such a good shooter from that range.
And you factor in his height advantage, it's almost unfair.
It's stolen by Ajinça with 1 on the clock. No good. At the end of 1, a closely contested game so far. New Orleans on top. They lead by a bucket. And we'll be back with you for the start of the second quarter when we return. And now a chance to hear from Chris Bosh about what it meant to him to become an NBA player, the fulfillment of a lifelong dream.
I was obsessed with the NBA as a kid, and just like I would have died to get in that locker room, you know. So I always have a moment just sitting around and, you know, just not taking things for granted and really taking everything in. And, you know, I couldn't have.
What a great cut from Chris Bosh. That's the kind of guy you can't help, Greg, but love for his attitude and ability to be, you know, in touch with that kid he once was. I know you played the same way. Chris Bosh is living the dream like you did and loving it.
That's a great point, Kevin. And I think most of the guys in the league feel that same way. I mean, they may not be able to say it or articulate it as smoothly as Chris does,
sure.
but inside every NBA player is a kid who's still thrilled to wear the uniform and play the game they love.
And we're ready to get rolling once again here for our Christmas Day matchup. Guys, what stands out to you from the Pelicans in this one?
I just think that from an intensity standpoint, their defense has really been the key. It's been the catalyst as they've been able to disrupt their opponent's offense.
Absolutely. I mean, they've been much more intense defensively. And their defense not only has been intense, but it's been swarming and saran wrap-like.
On the court right now, second quarter for the Pelicans. Davis and Ashik in the middle. Gordon the off guard with Evans at the 3. And it's Holiday in at the point guard position. Let's go to our sideline reporter, Doris Burke. Doris, what do you have?
Well, Kev, Freak in the last matchup against the Pistons was a big factor. He ended with 11 points and played some lockdown defense as well, causing havoc on both ends of the floor. He was just too much to handle as he came off the bench to turn in a great outing, guys. They hope it continues.
Thanks, Doris. He had a heck of an outing that night, GA.
Yeah, he really did, Kevin. I mean, a very professional performance. Played hard every single second he was on the court.
Guys, that's what we expect from him, and he rarely lets us down, and he certainly didn't let us down that night.
Iverson with the block. 14 feet away. That falls. Nice feed that time from Dwayne Wade. Wade's got 3 assists in the game. Holiday, the pass to Gordon. Inside. Evans kicks to Ashik. The wide open look here for Holiday. And another 3 for New Orleans.
Those are starting to add up. Of their last 5 baskets, 3 of them have been three-pointers.
And clearly it's about how poorly the defense has played. They've got to close out faster.
Now, here's Whiteside. He's averaging just around 8.5 points a game. Dang dishes to Iverson. 5 to shoot. Miami needs to get a shot off. We're just over 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. Well, you look back at the 2015 Heat, and the injuries are what probably brought that team down. We can go from Chris Bosh with the debilitating blood clot on his lung and on and on and on. The loss, of course, which was not an injury, of LeBron James. There are a lot of moving parts with that team.
And that's a great point, Kevin. If you take any star off a team, things are going to get difficult. It was impressive that the Heat still managed to stay competitive once Bosh went out.
Davis kicks to Gordon. 11 feet away. Tries again. Ashik, no good.
There was just enough defensive pressure to get him off balance and cause that shot to go awry.
Johnson with a screen on Holiday. And it's Dragic off the drive. And one of Goran Dragic's greatest traits, Greg, excelling in the open. New group in for the Heat. Stoudemire's checked in for Whiteside. Wash comes in for Joe Johnson. Richardson, he's checked in for Dwayne Wade. And Iverson's subbed in for Goran Dragic. And the rejection by Stoudemire. Iverson kicks to Richardson. While we have a break in the action, now let's check out the league's best shooting teams. The Heat third.
So patient on the offensive end. I mean, they're not going to force shots, and it's that selectiveness that's yielded such an impressive field goal percentage.
That free throw missing.
Right now, they're hovering around 55% from the line. That is not going to get it done. That is not good enough. They're leading right now, but that lead could evaporate if they don't up that percentage.
And he's good on the second. Here's Cole. And looking at his production, he averages a little more than 7 points a game. And here's Anderson for three. Iverson grabs the board.
Hard to figure out how he doesn't knock that one down. No defender in sight.
From the arc. Pelicans with the rebound. Fresh from a win against Portland.
And they were really locked in from beyond the arc in that game. I mean, the results wouldn't have looked anything like it did had it not been for their ability from beyond.
Exactly. They were spraying home threes at a huge rate.
And despite the hot start from beyond, they've gotten away from shooting the triple.
And trailing in this game, now is not the time to start playing conservatively. I mean, if you've got an open look from deep, let it go. I mean, you've got to play freely and with confidence.
Here's Cole. Iverson covering. And Cole kicks to Ajinça. Takes the elbow jumper and trains it. Ajinça's got his second basket of the game.
I like the recognition of the mismatch there.
Wow, and that sort of showmanship is just deflating right now to a team trying Clark to get back into this game like this.
Yeah, definitely a jam with emphasis. A big apostrophe or exclamation point. How about maybe even a question mark, partner?
Yeah, I would have to say there are a lot of questions right now from a defensive standpoint. That's for sure.
.114 left to play in the first half. Anderson, a screen on Iverson. Here's Cole.
We'll see if they can make some adjustments at halftime, trying to get him some easier looks and get him on track. You know, guys, looking at the Pelicans over the last 10 and how they compare to the rest of the league. Third in blocks, fifth in fewest turnovers per game. And they also rank right there in the top 10 in fast break points. I mean, this is a really good transition team. They love to operate in the open court.
And talking about the shot blocking ability, you love that mentality. No shot goes unchallenged around the rim. They make sure of that. You have to earn everything you get on the inside.
Good on the second free throw.
And last season, the Pelicans made it into the playoffs. I mean, could have had an easier road to get there if they were stronger against the Eastern Conference.
Iverson passes to Stoudemire. The kick out to Dang. Dang off the pick from Iverson. And Dang, here we go. Bosch dishes to Richardson. Iverson kicks to Bosch. That's tipped, but they get it back. Goes back up. Here's Stoudemire. Can't get it to go. Now New Orleans will take it the other way. Now 8 seconds separating the two clocks. They set the pick. Here's Cole. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up.
No question, he got bumped on that shot.
Yeah, the officials didn't need to talk that one over. It was obvious.
It's his first trip to the line.
Gotta admire what he's been able to do at the free throw line this season. How about over 90%?
And I'll tell you guys, I mean, to see the improvement he's made in his free throw shooting in the space of just 1 season, I think it's been remarkable. You know, even though they're behind, I love the job they've been doing getting to the free throw line.
We always like it when you're aggressive and not settling.
And it's Stoudemire in the corner. Outside Bosch. From outside the arc. Bosch with another miss. And we're through the first half of basketball here in what's been a good one. Heat lead by 4. And now we'll send it down to Doris Burke, who's standing by courtside.
The only accurate way to describe your interior defense was dominant. Were you looking to set a tone with all of those block shots?
I mean, we're always looking to come out and set a tone like that. Our goal every game is to make the other side fearful of coming at us on offense. And I'm pretty sure we accomplished that in the first half tonight.
You made them work for everything. Kevin, back to you.
Thank you, Doris. And we'll be right back after halftime for the start of quarter number 3.
Hey guys, some keys to talk about from what I've seen so far. This is a tight ball game, but remember, this is our house. They look absolutely helpless out there to contain our low-post offense. And the more that continues in the second half, the more beat up and dejected they're going to be. I did like the scoring punch we got off the bench. That heated things up for us when we had to have a little something extra. And let's try to play the second half at a moderate pace. Not too slow, but not too fast that it turns into a shootout. That's not what we want. All right, guys, let's get out there and play a good second half.
Give it up for your Heat.
Welcome back, everybody. The start of the second half getting underway. Both teams battling hard through the first half.
Bosch played a great quarter of basketball. 16 points and some assists, too. How about 3 of them?
Our second half of basketball, and presented by Gatorade. Let's see who's all fueled up and on the floor to start the third. On the floor for Miami, Wade and Dang are the 2 and 3. The big men are Bosch and Whiteside, and it's Dragic in at the point. New group in for the Heat. Stoudemire's checked in for Whiteside. Johnson comes in for Chris Bosch. Tyler Johnson, he's checked in for Luol Deng. And Iverson's subbed in for Goran Dragic. And then for New Orleans, Anderson comes in for Omer Asik. And Cole subbed in for Eric Gordon. Now here's Iverson. 8 points for him. He kicks to Stoudemire. Evans against Wade. Johnson right side. And misses it off the right side of the rim.
And good defense there to play up and get a hand in the face.
Well, he's got a tough mindset. He's confident as a defender. And when you combine those two things, it makes it real hard to score on him.
The open shot, Holiday. Yes, and a nice assist from Evans. Evans has got 6 assists now in the game.
Superb assist there. He played the role of the maestro on that one.
Iverson passes to Wade. He got an advantage there off the pick and took it right in.
Hard to get that one off with the size difference there. That makes it a tough individual matchup for him, especially down low.
Well, took on the big guys going in there and challenging them like he did. But, boy, that was a nice job.
Richardson, he's checked in for Miami. New Orleans also making some changes. Alexis Ajinça has checked in for Davis. Cunningham comes in for Tyreke Evans. And it's Pondexter in for Drew Holiday.
Before getting dinged up, Brian Anderson was rolling. I mean, over the first few seasons of his career, improved in efficiency in all areas. Then he had the back injury, and last season his shooting percentages really went south.
Some nice passing here by New Orleans. Lets it go from deep. Yep, it goes in, and the Miami lead is cut down now to just 4 in the basket from Cole.
You might not think of him as a laser three-point shooter, but that shot was there for him, and he had to take it.
Iverson kicks to Wade. Here's Cole. He's got 7. The pass to Ajinça. He feeds it to Pondexter. Clock at 6. Cole dishes to Ajinça. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll get him 2 chances at the free throw line here. And getting back to Ryan Anderson, in 2012, he won the NBA's Most Improved Player Award. Then, in the summer of that year, he landed an enormous contract in a sign and trade.
Yeah, and that's the good Ryan Anderson. If he can stay healthy, he's a tremendous asset, and he isn't just a shooter. He can get it done on the backboard as well. Well, I think it's been said about 1,000 times now how Coach Spoelstra started as a video coordinator with the Heat, but he's been with the organization for so long, they are starting to become synonymous. They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
And on the flip side, Greg, the defenders have to show more fight on the interior. They've got to offer more resistance here.
They set the pick. Iverson kicks to Wade. Anderson outside. Here's Ajinça. And no good. Had a chance to take the lead. That puts them in the lead. And an important part of every team's game, a look at the hustle stats for the Pelicans.
Their high-energy defensive effort has paid off for them, guys, with more than a few steals over the course of the ball game.
And the other thing they've done since the beginning of this game is score points off turnovers and in bunches.
Greg, as you said, Spoelstra has been with the Heat for so long now in his 8th season. He was handpicked by Pat Riley to lead the team, and Clark kind of molded him in his image.
And it was clear that Pat Riley believes in him and continues to believe in him. Coach Spoelstra has had very high expectations on his shoulders ever since taking over the team, and he's actually lived up to them. They're straying away from the three-point game here in the second half. And that's fine as long as they're on the lead and they're getting good shots. They've decided not to take nearly as many three-pointers in this half.
Pass to Richardson. Down low, just 5 on the clock. Count the bucket. And it's 6 points for Stoudemire. 1:46 left to play in the third. And Cole kicks to Anderson. Now Pondexter. Currently averaging almost 6 points a game. Anderson passes to Pondexter. Ajinça dishes to Cole. And stolen by Iverson. And here we go. Richardson heading to the hoop.
That almost feels like 2 buckets coming off the steal like it did.
And especially the fact that it now ties the game. The lead was about to be stretched out, and instead, it's back even.
And with a quick break on the court, we've got some time to show you the list of the top rookie shot blockers over the course of the last month. Freak, number 1.
He's been a factor on the inside. An impressive stretch for him defensively.
Well, he's been slapping shots out of there all last month. I mean, he's building a reputation as a guy you don't want to challenge inside. His arrow is definitely pointing north.
And here we go. Fast break. Freak's got it. And it's Richardson slamming it down. Guys, what a back-and-forth game this has been.
You know what? You're right. Neither side has been able to hang on to the lead for any kind of time at all.
And that's already resulted in 7 lead changes.
His touch has disappeared on him this quarter. He just hasn't been able to get it going.
46 seconds left in the third. Iverson. And he comes off the screen and slams it through. And that's a double-double for him now. 10 points and 10 assists.
And ran his man straight into the screen and got a clear path to the bucket.
That is how it is done.
Excellent team play there on the pick, and then he ripped it down.
The dish to Cole. Shot clock at 5 to end the run. Somehow ignores the tight D and gets the layup. Cole's got 5 points in the quarter.
Really aggressive play there, taking it to the rack against the big fella.
You know, Greg, aggressiveness is really the only option when you're on the wrong side of the size equation.
Iverson kicks to Wade. And you know that's going to be goaltending, guys, so that's a free basket right there.
He thought he had that one clean, but the ref saw it differently. They'll count the basket.
He is 3 for 3 from the free throw line.
And with an 86% free throw average, you can count on him to come through on most trips.
You know, even in games where he hasn't been at his best this season, I mean, he still managed to get it done at the charity stripe when he gets his opportunities.
Cole. Got it off in time, but it's no good. The third quarter comes to a close.
Give it up for your Heat.
All right, the fourth quarter of action getting underway. We've had a great one so far with both sides coming to play. Pelicans trail by 5. On the court for the Pelicans, getting the fourth quarter going. The shot-blocking pair of Davis and Ashik inside. Holiday at the 1 with Gordon at the 2. And it's Evans in at the 3 spot. Then kicks to Dragic. Iverson with the ball. And it's Bosh at the elbow. And it's good. Bosh has got the lead up to 7 now for the Heat. And taking a quick look here, guys, at the hustle stats for the Heat.
Their defense has been outstanding, closing out on shots and blocking a few as well.
They've been firing on all cylinders in the transition game, too. I mean, they've really run the break well.
Miami leading by 7. Whiteside, a screen on Gordon.
That foul gives him 4, so he's got to settle down a bit.
That's his 4th personal foul. First team foul.
"60 seconds off the clock here in the 4th. Outside Dang. Whiteside, a screen. Clock at 6. Iverson kicks to Dragic. And the shot clock expires. 24-second violation. The Heat making a switch here. Johnson's checked in. Pelicans trail by 7. Gordon, the pass to Davis. Davis setting the pick for Gordon. It's good, and he drew contact on the shot, so he will go to the line. A 3-point play chance here.
And you know, guys, Eric Gordon.
And some changes here for the Heat. Stoudemire's checked in for Whiteside. Wade comes in for Johnson. And Iverson's subbed in for Goran Dragic. Dante Cunningham's checked in for New Orleans. Norris Cole comes in for Eric Gordon. And he gets contact and the whistle on the shot. 2 shots coming up. You know, we were talking about Eric Gordon. He's always had great range, but not always the great shot selection.
You know, and that's a great point because, you know, we see now that he's starting to mature, starting to value every possession, and that's good news for the rest of that team.
Well, a scary moment for Chris Bosh last year. Had to be shut down, Greg, as we all know, for the season after a blood clot was found in his lung.
You know, and Kevin, it really puts basketball in perspective. I mean, it happened right after the trade deadline, and obviously a huge blow to the Heat in terms of their push for the postseason. But fortunately, it looks like he's going to make a full recovery and have a huge impact this season.
On the wing, Davis. Just 5 to shoot. From 13. Can't get it to go. Nice D from Bosh. Count that one. 18 points for Davis.
Just creating havoc for the opponents the last few games.
That's good. Bosh has got the lead. Back up to 8 now for the Heat.
You know, the Heat never really came back after losing Bosh. His presence on both ends of the floor is hard to replace, and they missed him a bunch.
Offensive rebound. And it's slammed in by Davis.
Just lazy defense on the glass there.
Well, nobody boxed out. Nobody put a body on anybody else. Things like that not only drive the coach crazy, that stuff gets under my skin.
Hey, guys, I know I speak for everybody. Glad to see Chris Bosh back out on the floor. I mean, blood clots can be a very scary thing for anyone, and I think everyone is happy he's been able to make a full recovery.
Talk about a terrific game for Iverson. He's got 11 points, then his huge assist tally makes it all the more impressive.
You know what? He's the catalyst. He's the reason why this team plays with such harmony. And if his passing continues, they're going to be dangerous.
Asik dishes to Holiday. Terrific assist, a nice finish. Solid play all around.
I like the fact that he led his teammate right to the ideal spot. You don't always throw it to your teammate. You throw it to where he needs to be.
You got it. Let's get the ball inside.
Iverson against Holiday. Stoudemire left side. Evans with the steal. Here's Holiday. The basket good off the assist from Evans. And now just a 4-point Heat lead.
And boy, in a close game, it's nice to have him on your side. He's gone 7 of 9 here in the fourth to give them some life.
Iverson kicks to Stoudemire. Bosh the screen. Dang passes to Iverson. Back to Dang. Shoots. And the shot falls short this time.
That's a shot he's got to hit. You don't get many looks better from that range.
This is to Davis. Tipped away and stolen by Iverson.
You got it. Let's get the ball inside.
There's 1:26 left in the fourth quarter. Takes it up with both hands and rips it down.
And that fella can flat out fly, can he?
Reminds me of a young Greg Anthony
Oh,
out of
my
UNLV.
goodness.
No doubt about that. Just look at the elevation.
On the defensive end, I want some of you to crash the glass to get control of the ball. The rest of you, leak out so we can get some easy transition points.
The other point guards in the NBA.
A moment to check in with Doris Burke. Doris?
Thanks, Kevin. Alvin Gentry had some words for his team over that last break. He wants them to pick it up and really go for it right now, saying, no time like the present, gentlemen. Embrace it. Embrace the spotlight, and let's make it happen. Kevin, let's see what they can do.
All right, Doris, thanks. Holiday gets the bucket.
Couldn't run the inbound play any better than right there.
Miami leading by 4.
You got it. Let's get the ball inside.
1:05 left here in the fourth quarter. Wade kicks to Iverson. Bosch, a screen on Holiday. Feeds it to Stoudemire. Wade from outside. That one goes. Count. And the Heat lead by 7.
He's definitely turned things around in this game. I mean, he was more of a background player in the first half. He's jumped center stage now.
Give it up for your Heat Dancers.
And so it's New Orleans with it.
Take a look at what Eric Gordon's been doing. He's got 14 points, and he sprayed home 3 3-pointers as well.
This is really production personified from long range.
All free throws good from Eric Gordon.
Nice work there. This is a point in the game where if you get a chance to close the gap, you've got to make the most of it.
Wade outside. Some nice ball movement here by the Heat. Left side, Dan. Plenty of space. And that one goes long.
Ooh, rough shooting night tonight, but you can't fault him for the effort.
5-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. And he commits the intentional foul.
You have to foul, but I'm sure they would have liked to foul someone different.
Yeah, but Greg, they didn't really have another option. I mean, I thought they did a nice job getting it in his hands and making sure he was the guy who'd go to the line.
He's able to hit the second one, and that increases their lead to 6.
We've got time. Don't have to isolate immediately.
Iverson against Holiday. Here's Davis. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up. It's going to be on Freak.
Yeah, the defender all over him.
Greg, he got him good there. I mean, that's why the shot was so far off.
Taking 2 shots.
And so Anthony Davis nails both of them. Here's Iverson. And there's the intentional foul. No choice but to stop the clock here.
That's right. No other option but to foul and hope for some misses.
Yeah, they have to extend the game. I mean, plain and simple. Use every second you can on the clock here.
So he gets them both, and it's a 6-point ball game.
Job well done at the line on that possession. They'll make things a little easier on themselves if they can convert those.
For 3, Gordon. Bosch grabs the miss.
Oh, that's a tough 3-point try when you've got the defense right there.
Well, he'd have to be really good to knock down the shot like that against that kind of defense.
3.
It's the first, and that makes it a 7-point lead. And so both free throws are good, and it's an 8-point game. And so they choose to intentionally foul.
really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
Yeah, but that's no excuse for that kind of foul. I mean, that might be an explanation for it, but certainly doesn't justify it. And even then, it's just not a good play.
And an intentional foul right there. He hits the first one, and that makes it a 7-point lead. And he hits both free throws here. So now it's an 8-point game. And here's Evans. Holiday. And the miss. And so it's Miami winning this one. Some good moments throughout this one, but they have the clear advantage down the stretch.
Yeah, and I thought good execution really played a big part throughout.
And a chance now to send you over to Doris Burke, standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Good win.
Tell us a little bit about the philosophy behind your game and how this team works so well together.
Well, I mean, it's just energy and belief. It's the belief system. You know, we all work hard. I work extremely hard, and you know, when I can go out there and just play and don't think about it and play with energy, you know, good things happen.
Chris, congratulations. Kevin, over to you.
All right, Doris, thank you. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. This is Kevin Harlan saying thank you for watching. And we'll see you next time. But first, the post-game show with Ernie Johnson just a few aisles above us.
The 2K Sports post-game show.
Ernie Johnson here again with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny Smith. Without further ado, let's present to you our Jordan player of the game, Freak. The fourth quarter was all him. It was like he couldn't miss, and it was just one basket after another.
That was Freak turning up the volume right there, baby, all the way up to 11, and the stereo only goes to 10, Ernie, but we're at 11 right now. The man himself may be quiet, but his performance spoke very loudly.
I can't imagine a player having a better night from the field than he had tonight. His shooting percentage was off the charts. He used every trick in the book to get those high percentage shots. He shot from every direction, and there was a little bit of luck here and there, but he was on fire.
And that will do it for our special Christmas Day broadcast of the NBA here on 2K Sports. For Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith, I'm Ernie Johnson. We'll see you again soon, and good night, everybody.
I told you, Dom Pagnotti always delivers. Brand Jordan Freak prototypes. Open the box, check them out.
Ooh, it's like Christmas and my birthday on the same day. Oh, Dom.
You love them?
I love them.
Hey, they're waiting for your approval for production.
Approved.
Approved?
Approved.
Done. I'll make the call.
In Pagnotti we trust.